You are.
All being guard ladies, stand and join me in the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you very much. Please silence phones, papers, and such. Item 1, citizen concerns. Do we have anyone that would like to speak on an item that is not already on the agenda? Sir. Please identify yourself and your address.
Okay. My name is Harrison Hopp. I live at 2475 Highway 20, Lawton, Iowa. I have a comment for Supervisor Matthew Ung, and that is, the clock is yellow. Thank you.
All right, then.
Anyone else on citizen concerns that? Hearing none. Item 2, approval of the agenda.
I'll move the approval of the agenda.
Second.
Motion by Radig, second by Monson. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Items 3 through 7 constitute a consent agenda of routine action items to be considered by one motion. Items pass unanimously unless a separate vote is requested by a board member. Item 3, approval of the minutes of the September 21 meeting. 4, approval of claims. 5, human resources. A, approval of memorandum of personnel transactions. And B, authorization to initiate hiring process. 6, community and economic development. Approval to set the date and time for 3 public hearings for the proposed zoning district map amendment for parcel ending in 004 for October 5th at 4:45, October 12th at 4:45, and October 19th at 4:45. Item 7, county treasurer. A, approval of resolution of abatement of taxes for the initials EH. And B, approval of resolution for abatement of taxes for initials KM. Is there any discussion on any agenda item? Mr. Nera.
You already have a public hearing on October 12th at 4:45, so you may need to schedule around. That's the level B hearing.
Okay, we probably should.
The level B will probably take longer than what this will.
Mr. Gleiser, do you have any issue if we move the October 12th meeting to 4:35?
We have noticed it in the journal already, in the legal section. I'm not sure if we would be able to modify that with the journal. Within that 4 days that they can expect. We can try.
Yeah, I'd recommend that since that one's going to probably take a while. I don't want to, if we can, try it for the moment.
It's October 12th.
So we are sitting with Mr. Gleiser going to,
Yeah, ours will be, I don't anticipate anybody attending ours, other than maybe the applicant, so ours will be very, very short.
should we change it for the moment at 4:40, say, Mr. Gill?
Sure.
Let's go for 4:40, and you do your best to change that on the publication. Thank you. Otherwise, any other comments or additions or for the consent?
I'll move the consent agenda. Or did you read 7?
Motion by Radig with the changes talked about. I will second that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Passes 5-0. Item 8, secondary roads. Approved contract for PCC project number for PCC patching 2021.
I have the contract and bonds for 10 Point Construction for PCC patching project, contract price $54,552. I recommend approval of the contract and bonds.
Move it.
Second?
Motion by Monson, second by Radig to approve the contract. Further questions for Mr. Nera? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Passes 5-0.
I got 435.
Well, let's go ahead with our, do we have anybody on the phone, by the way? Okay. Board Administration, 435, public hearing and sale of parcel ending in 012, also known as 1423 Center Street. This is a public hearing, so anybody can speak for or against the sale at this point. So if there's anybody in favor of it or against it, please approach the podium, identify yourself. Hearing no public input, I will close the public hearing.
Second?
Motion by DeWitt, second by Radig. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Passes 5-0. We are now in the sale portion of the property. Those wishing to bid, please approach the podium, identify yourself and your address, and give us your opening bid.
My name is Ron Sextro. My address 1116 West 15th. I'm bidding 140.
Do we have anybody else interested in the property? Sir, can you approach, identify yourself, and give us your bid?
My name is Craig Wicke. I don't live in Woodbury County, but I'm here representing Mount Zion Missionary Baptist Church, 1421 Geneva Street.
Okay. And your bid is?
I didn't hear what the
140.
200.
Okay. Ron, do you have another bid?
Yeah, I'll do 500.
500? Okay. Okay. Do you have anybody else wishing to bid on the property? Going once? Going twice? I move we sell the property for $500 plus fees, if any, to Ron Sextro.
Second?
Motion by DeWitt, second by
Radig?
Radig. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Pass the 5-0, and we'll be talking with Heather shortly, so have a seat. Reports on committee meetings.
I had one,
Mark?
the workforce development region with 18 counties. We had too many issues with getting 18 supervisors from each different county to show up. So we had to change the quorum size, so now we can have quorums and have actual meetings again. So.
Okay. And what committee was that?
Western Iowa Workforce Development.
Oh,
Basically, a lot of the smaller counties and more rural counties than Woodbury, quite a few supervisors didn't even have cell phones or computers to Zoom in, so. Wow.
that it?
That's it.
Fast.
I was at the Rolling Hills Governance Board last Wednesday. Still not much as in way of answers from the state on the state taking over the mental health. So trying to be patient and wait for some of the better answers on that. But besides that, not much. Mr. Young or Mr. A? Item 11, second round of citizen concerns. Is there anyone with issues they'd like to talk about that are not already on the agenda?
Any other color clocks out there?
Do you have any clue what that?
People are crazy.
Item 12, board concerns. First of all, who's planning on going to conference board tomorrow?
I will.
I had it on my calendar,
I plan on going,
so.
I think. So there'd be at least two of us there, and that's already published. I was approached today by phone call from a gentleman from another renewable energy company out of Omaha. I can't control where they call us from. I'd like to do local, but has mentioned that in the next few years. Obviously, the coal-fired power plants down near Salix will probably become obsolete and/or too expensive to renew, and they're interested because of the access to the transmission lines down there. Obviously, there's a lot of transmission lines for distribution down there. So I probably will meet with him in person. They already left. In person on Wednesday, I guess. Would anybody be interested in sitting down with me on Wednesday morning?
Next week?
Next week, 10-ish.
Can't.
And,
So like, what are they looking to do?
well, they're interested in, like I said, they're more interested in the distribution side of it because of all the transmission lines down there coming out of the plants. And they could possibly, he calls it renewable energy, either solar or wind, but
Have they talked at all with Mid-American?
I do not know. I think they're,
Are they just coming to us asking for some kind of subsidy?
they didn't mention anything about subsidy, just wanted to talk to us about being in the county.
Because otherwise, then I'd maybe include Gleiser or,
Sounds like he's already talked to someone on sixth floor. I didn't get who. He didn't have the information from him, but they're gonna talk to them at 9 a.m. Wednesday morning.
Sam from Mid-American might be somebody to include.
Well, let's see, Mid-American would own the transmission lines at the moment, but after that. I did send an email to Misters Radig and Ung on seeing if anybody wanted to replace me on the SEDC board. Or, I'm gonna take that smart no.
I got still on district health on some Wednesdays at that time.
That's all I got on board concerns then. Anybody else?
I will be out of town. The next two board meetings I'll call in.
Okay. Mr. Ray?
I will be out of town next week, and I will attempt to call in.
Assuming our,
Maybe we could just get some iPads and mount them to these seats. Just
Red, you got anything?
No, nothing constructive.
You got anything helpful? We are